Hi, my name is Jacob Blair and I play William Pinkerton on the Pinkertons. My favorite part about playing Will was just the freedom I got to create the character, because when I got the audition, the breakdown that they gave for the character of Will was just that he was, brash, dives in head first, shoots first, asks questions, maybe. So that was a starting place, but when I booked the role, we had about a week and a half before we started shooting episode 1, so that wasn't a lot of time to do research. So I crammed in as much as I could find, but of all the things that I read, it didn't give much insight to Will's personality or his character traits or anything like that. It was mostly about Alan, and it did mention that Will and Robert and his family were there, but it didn't go into too much detail. So I was essentially given free rein to make the character what I saw fit, given the circumstances and the characters that were in the show and what the writers had given us for each episode. So having that artistic freedom to just make things up as you go is a blessing for an actor. I don't have one particular favorite Pinkertons character. I do, it's Will, but that's biased and boring. So I think my favorite thing is Will's particular relationship with each other character in the show. So like, how him and Kate butt heads all the time, but they get the job done. The animosity between, Will and his father, Alan. The on-again, off-again flirtatious relationship that he has with Anna Lee, and the Abbott Costello-esque, relationship that Kate and Will have with Sheriff Logan. So, actually, no, never mind. I do have a favorite character. It's Miss Gallimore. If you dig a little bit deeper, if you go onto like my Twitter page and you follow a couple of links, if you do your own, problem solving, and I think you'll find out why she's my favorite character. There's an episode where Will does an impression of his father, Alan, and on the day, I'd worked on it, but when we did the cast read through, Angus was sitting right beside me, and when I did the impression of him to him, I could tell he was impressed, but he wouldn't admit it. So all he did was just looked at me and he went, "You're going to need to work on that." In every episode that we shot, I had one favorite or highlight for each episode. So like in episode 1, we had the gun battle in the rock quarry, and in episode 22, the last episode of the season, the end scene. Don't worry, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but shooting it and watching it, gave me chills. If I have to answer the question, I have to give you one particular episode, it would be episode 110, The Sweet Science is what it's called. That whole episode was the most that I had to prepare both physically and mentally for any episode in the entire show. And not that any of the other episodes pale in comparison, but that was definitely a big highlight, and once you get there, I think you'll find out why.